The line moves forward, one step at a time. You can see the immigration booth now, just 3 travelers ahead. Your passport feels heavier in your hand than it should. The officer behind the glass hasn't smiled once in the last 10 minutes. And then it's your turn. They wave you forward with 2 fingers. No greeting, just that stare. What happens in the next 60 seconds will determine if you're out of this airport in 5 minutes or stuck in a secondary inspection room for the next 2 hours. Most travelers think immigration is random. It's not. Every question follows a pattern. Every pause you make gets measured. Every word you say either builds trust or triggers suspicion. Today, you're about to learn the 10 questions that immigration and customs officers around the world use to separate confident travelers from nervous ones. These aren't tricks, they're tests. And once you understand the logic behind each one, you'll never feel powerless at a border crossing again. Whether you're landing in New York, London, Dubai, or Sydney, the system is the same. Answer with calm precision, and you walk through. Hesitate, ramble, or contradict yourself, and you've just bought yourself a one-way ticket to the interrogation room. Let's break it down, starting with the question that launches everything. Question 1. What is the purpose of your visit? 4 seconds. That's how long you have to answer before the officer starts forming an opinion about you. What is the purpose of your visit? Seems straightforward, right? Wrong. This isn't small talk. It's the foundation they build every other question on. Picture this. You say, well, I'm kind of here for tourism, but I also wanted to see some business opportunities and maybe visit a friend who lives here. Congratulations, you just turned a green light into a red flag. Here's what they heard. This person doesn't have a clear plan. They might be looking for work. They might overstay. Let's dig deeper. The move that works? 1 word, 2 words maximum. Tourism, business meeting, visiting family, conference, student exchange. Say it clearly, confidently, and then close your mouth. Don't explain, don't justify, don't add color commentary. Why does this matter so much? Because immigration systems run on categories. Your visa has a box. Your answer needs to fit that box perfectly. Step outside it, and the questions multiply instantly. So here's your rule. Decide your answer before you're even on the plane. Rehearse it. Make it so automatic that when they ask, your answer comes out smooth as glass. Because in immigration halls, clarity is confidence, and confidence is what gets you through that gate. Question 2. How long will you be staying? Now they're leaning forward slightly. Not much, just enough to signal they're paying attention. How long will you be staying? This question isn't about your itinerary, it's about believability. Say something vague like, oh, a couple of weeks, maybe longer if I like it, and you've just planted a seed of doubt. Here's the secret. Immigration officers don't care about your exact plans. They care that you have exact plans. Give them a number. I'll be here for 7 days, 10 days, 2 weeks, 3 months for my study program. Whatever your answer is, make it specific and make it match your return ticket. Because here's what most travelers don't realize. They already know your departure date. It's in the system. They're checking if your story matches the data. And if it doesn't, that's when the conversation gets longer. Here's the trap people fall into. They think being vague gives them flexibility. It doesn't. It gives the officer a reason to doubt you. So even if your plans are somewhat flexible, give them a definite time frame. You can always leave earlier, but saying you plan to stay as long as possible, that's the fastest way to trigger additional screening. Confidence lives in specifics. Remember that. Question 3. Where are you staying? This one sounds casual, but it's anything but. Where will you be staying? What they're really asking is, do you have a plan or are you winging this? And if you're winging it, what else are you hiding? Imagine you respond with, I think I booked a hotel somewhere downtown. I can't remember the name. You just lost the game. Here's what prepared travelers do. They know the name of their hotel or accommodation before they land. Hilton Times Square, staying with my uncle in Brooklyn, Airbnb in Kensington. You don't need the street address memorized, but you absolutely need the location and name ready to roll off your tongue. Why? Because your accommodation tells a story. A hotel booking shows you're a genuine tourist. A family address shows you have ties. An Airbnb suggests you did your research. But fumbling for details suggests you're not really sure why you're here. And uncertain travelers get extra questions. Here's a pro move. Have the confirmation ready on your phone. Not buried in your email, not in a screenshot from 3 weeks ago that takes 2 minutes to find. front and center, ready to show if they ask. The faster you can produce it, the more legitimate you appear. Immigration isn't about the truth, it's about how quickly you can prove the truth. Question 4. Is this your first time visiting this country? They ask it with a slight tilt of the head, almost friendly. Is this your first time here? Don't be fooled. This is a cross-reference check disguised as conversation. Here's the reality. They already know your travel history. Every stamp in your passport is digitized. Every entry and exit is logged. This question exists to see if your memory matches their database. If it's your first time, say so, cleanly. Yes, this is my first visit. Done. No elaboration needed. But if you've been before, give them a clear timeline. Yes, I was here 2 years ago for vacation. I visited last summer for a business trip. Simple, direct, honest. Here's where travelers mess up. They try to be too helpful. They start listing every country they've ever visited or explaining the entire history of their previous trips. Stop. The officer didn't ask for an autobiography. They asked a yes or no question with a possible follow-up. Answer it and let them move on. And here's the critical part. If you've ever overstayed a visa, had legal trouble, or been deported, that's in the system. Lying about previous visits is one of the fastest ways to get yourself banned from a country. They're not testing your memory, they're testing your honesty.
Question 5. What do you do for a living? Now we're getting personal. What do you do for work? This isn't networking, it's profiling, but not the discriminatory kind. It's logical profiling. They're assessing whether you have roots, whether you have a reason to go home. A stable job means stability. It means you're not desperate. It means you're less likely to overstay or work illegally. So when they ask, answer with structure. I'm a teacher. I work in software development. I'm a nurse. I'm retired. I'm a university student. Keep it professional, straightforward, and confident. Here's the trap. If you're unemployed, between jobs, or freelancing, that answer can raise questions. Not because there's anything wrong with it, but because it fits a profile of someone who might be looking for work abroad. If that's your situation, reframe it with clarity. I recently completed a contract, and I'm taking a short vacation before my next position. I'm a freelance designer with ongoing clients. I just finished my degree, and I'm traveling before starting my new job. Structure equals legitimacy. And here's a hidden truth. If you can't explain how you're funding this trip without a job, they will ask. Be ready with an honest answer. Savings, family support, retirement funds, whatever it is, have it ready. Question 6. Are you traveling alone? Simple question, complex implications. Are you traveling alone? If you are, just say yes. Clean, confident, no explanation needed. Solo travel is completely normal, and there's nothing suspicious about it. But if you're traveling with someone, that's where it gets interesting. Say, I'm with my wife, or I'm traveling with 2 friends. Then stop. Don't volunteer names, don't explain how you met, don't launch into your travel history together. Here's why this question matters. Immigration officers cross-reference stories. If you're traveling with someone who goes through a different line, your stories better match. If you say you're alone and someone else claims to be with you, that's a red flag. If you say you're with family but your companion says they're traveling solo, that inconsistency triggers questions. The key is alignment. Make sure everyone in your group knows the basic story: purpose of visit, length of stay, where you're staying. Keep it simple enough that everyone remembers the same version, because nothing screams suspicious louder than a group of travelers who can't get their basic facts straight. Question 7. Did you pack your bags yourself? This one comes up more at security and customs, but it's critical. Did you pack your bags yourself? Has anyone asked you to carry anything for them? These aren't rhetorical questions, they're legal protection questions, and your answer creates a paper trail. Always answer yes, I packed everything myself, and no, nobody gave me anything to carry. Even if your mom packed your socks, even if your friend gave you a souvenir to bring home. The official answer is always that you packed everything and you know what's in your bags. Why? Because if something prohibited or illegal is found in your luggage and you said someone else packed it or gave you items, you're admitting you don't know what you're carrying. That's not a defense, that's an admission of negligence. And customs doesn't care about negligence. They care about what's in the bag. So pack your own bags, know exactly what's inside, and when they ask, answer with absolute certainty. because doubt here doesn't just delay you, it can get you arrested. Question 8. Do you have anything to declare? Welcome to customs. This is where the rules change. Do you have anything to declare? This question isn't a suggestion, it's a legal threshold. Everything you say next is under oath, even if they don't explicitly tell you that. So, let's be crystal clear. If you have nothing to declare, say, "No, I don't," firmly, calmly. But if you're carrying anything that might need declaration, declare it. Cash over $10,000, expensive jewelry or electronics, gifts worth significant money, prescription medications in large quantities, food items, especially meat, dairy, or produce, alcohol or tobacco beyond duty-free limits. Here's the truth most travelers learn the hard way. Customs officers can tell when you're lying. Your eyes shift, your voice wavers, your hand moves to your bag protectively, and once they suspect something, they will search everything. And if they find undeclared items, you're facing fines, confiscation, possible arrest, and a permanent note on your travel record. The penalty for declaring something is usually nothing. The penalty for not declaring something can be devastating. So, when in doubt, declare it. It's always better to be overly honest than caught in a lie. Question 9. Are you carrying more than $10,000 in currency? This is the specific cash question that catches people by surprise. Are you carrying more than $10,000 or the equivalent in any currency? If you are, you must declare it. It's not illegal to carry large amounts of cash. What's illegal is not declaring it. And here's what many travelers don't realize. That $10,000 threshold includes all forms of currency combined. US dollars, euros, yen, traveler's checks, even cashier's checks. Add it all up. If it's over $10,000, declare it. Why do they care? Because large undeclared cash movements are red flags for money laundering, tax evasion, and other financial crimes. But if you're carrying it legally and you declare it, there's usually no issue. You fill out a form, answer some questions about the source of the funds, and you move on. Fail to declare it and get caught, the government can seize all of it. 100%, no hearing, no appeal, just gone. So, count your cash before you fly, know the limits, and when they ask, answer honestly. Question 10. What is your final destination? Last question, the one that ties it all together. What is your final destination? If this airport is your final stop, say so. This is my final destination. I'm staying in the city. Simple. But if you're connecting to another flight, be specific. I'm connecting to Miami. I'm flying on to Tokyo tomorrow. My final destination is Vancouver. This question matters because it determines which immigration process you go through. Some countries have transit areas where you don't officially enter. Others require you to clear immigration even for connections. Know your route, know where you're ending up, and make sure your answer matches your ticket because they can check your onward flight in seconds. And if your story doesn't match your booking, you've just created unnecessary suspicion. And just like that, you've made it through. But here's the secret no one ever tells you. Immigration isn't really about the answers you give, it's about the energy you project. From the second you step up to that counter, they're reading one thing. Are you in control or are you uncertain? Every hesitation, every shaky breath, every rambling explanation sends a signal. But calm confidence, that's your passport before the passport. You've now seen the 10 questions that quietly shape your journey and the truth hiding beneath each one. They're not trying to trick you, they're trying to read you. And once you understand the game, you stop feeling like a suspect and start moving like a seasoned traveler. So, here's your checklist before your next flight. Know your purpose, know your timeline, know where you're staying, know what's in your bags, and answer every question like you've done this 100 times before. Because when your words sound certain, your trip unfolds smoothly. When your voice stays calm, your story stays believable. And when you walk through that glass gate with quiet confidence, you're already winning the moment before you even reach baggage claim. Safe travels, traveler. Confidence is your clearance.